we're on our way to go make some gains as per usual. You know, we're always trying to make gains. We're always in the gym, day in, day out. We didn't go yesterday. Yesterday we took a rest day. Very little activity, very little activity. I wouldn't even call it an active rest day. I'd call it like a true just do nothing day. You know, I did get some walking in. I spent a lot of time outside, foot on the grass, barefoot. But aside from that, it was a pretty light day, man. But I'm not mad at it. I think I needed that recovery, and then today we're gonna get back to the training. All right, so I'm feeling like going for 315 on bench today. I don't know why. I just feel like attempting it. I did 315s on squats 3 days ago. Yeah, 3 days ago. And yeah, man, I don't know. I just feel like I'm feeling strong. So I just feel like trying 315 today. You know, I still haven't really truly gotten it like very like a cleanly, you know, like a clean 315 rep. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do it today, maybe I won't. But we'll feel it out. We'll get in there, we'll start benching, start working our way up, and we'll see how we feel. All right. Well, we actually did it. We got it in 315. The top. The last like 20% of the rep was the most grinder of a rep I've done in a long time, but we managed to get it in. I'm actually surprised. I'm not surprised. I thought I would get it, but I didn't feel as confident as my body didn't feel as confident as my mind was, is what I'm really trying to say. You know, I felt a lot more confident mentally than I did physically. But yo, we got it in, man. I'm not gonna lie. It just goes to and my sleep. You know, I'm gonna put it up here. My sleep has been better. I think I cracked the code. I think all these different things that I've been trying is starting to pay dividends, and I'm actually getting quality sleep for once, consistently. So now the only factor left in rotation, and I need to address it, is to actually just increase the total sleep time, right, by a magnitude. So, I mean, right now it's looking like it's 6.5, 7. And I want to be getting 8.5. So my goal each night is to go to bed, be in bed by 9 o'clock, right? In bed by 9 o'clock. And you guys are gonna keep falling, by the way. I still haven't gotten the car mount. But yeah, the goal is to be in bed by 9 and to wake up 4:35. Now that only yields me 7.5 to 8 hours. So the only way I can see myself getting more sleep is going to bed even earlier, which I don't think is feasible. And right now, for me, getting up later is not feasible either. Like, it is. I can get up later, but I just don't think it's my best case scenario. I think I should just stick to the 9 to 4:30, 9 to 5, and because that's already locked in right now. Like, my body is attuned to that already. So to change that now is going to be, you know, a little bit of a task. So I think stick to my schedule right now, and as I stick to it for longer and longer, my body's going to get more and more attuned to that schedule, and I'm going to sleep even better. And I think I'm only now just starting to reap a little bit of the benefits of getting consistent, you know, sleep. I think another week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of this, and I'll actually start seeing really and truly the majority of the benefits. I think right now I'm only getting the icing, just the icing on the cake, just a little bit, right? So my plan going forward is to just keep doing what I'm doing. Keep, you know, trying to meditate throughout the day. Keep on trying to stay away from food and liquid a few hours before bed. Just keep up with my supplementation. I've been doing a lot more fish oil, omega-3s and omega-6s. I've been doing a lot more vitamin D and a lot more magnesium. I've been doing the magnesium one dose, maybe about 80 milligrams during the day, and then I'll take a little bit more at night just to kind of get my muscles to relax and get my body to kind of wind down. And then no caffeine still. It's been about a month and a week or 2 weeks of no caffeine, and I think it's now starting to pay dividends as well. You know, in my research, I do see that people express not really seeing the benefits or getting their body to completely reset off the effects of being caffeinated all day for years, for like 3 weeks into their what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of it right now, but 3 weeks into them quitting, right? Up to a month it takes to actually start seeing the effects. And I think I'm at that point now where I'm now seeing the effects. So even like the last few nights, even though my total sleep time has been low, regardless, I'm still getting that hour plus of REM sleep and the hour plus of deep sleep. And mind you, you know, in multiple cases before that, you're talking 40 minutes of REM sleep and 20 minutes of deep sleep, 30 minutes of deep sleep. That's a massive difference and increase I've been seeing the last few days, right? Or the last week rather. So I don't want to change anything. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Yes, of course we can optimize and always look to improve, but as of right now, I want to just dial in on what I'm doing right now and just stay consistent with it. And yeah, I mean, it's only up from here, the way I see it. Only up from here. If I can do this for another week, 2 weeks, I think I'm back to square one. I'm back to baseline. I'm no longer in a deficit, right? I've talked about this before, but it depends on the severity of your sleep deprivation, but chronic sleep deprivation can take months. You're talking 5-6 months of recovery time to actually get yourself back to baseline. That's how damaging it is, right? And I used to be, the culture used to be, work hard, no sleep, no pain, no gain. But I feel the opposite, and the culture does feel the opposite right now as well. I think the work you do is so much more optimal and rewarding and beneficial when you're actually rested sufficiently, right? So, and I want to feel like that's been my experience in life. It's when I get good sleep, the things that I do during my day is done way better. Way better, noticeably better. Now, the only thing that sucks about that is it's like when you're trying to do so many different things, you're trying to eat healthy, so you're going to be cooking, you're trying to improve upon yourself and you're trying to do continued learning. You're trying to keep on learning, right? Keep on educating yourself. So you're reading, you're studying, right? Then you're working your main source of income. Let's say it's a day job, okay? So you're working 8-9 hours plus a day more, in my case, a lot of times, right? And then you're trying to work on your side hustles. So you're doing business, or you have a little car detailing business, or you're doing social media, YouTube, Instagram, etc. Right? Then you have your own personal matters to attend to as well when it comes to family. Maybe you're not just by yourself. Maybe you got to help out this person, help out that person. So it's like, where do you find the time to actually get that 8 hours of sleep and still hustle? Right? That's the $1 million question. So I think it's work smarter, not harder. And part of working smarter is to make sure that the work you're doing is, you're maximizing on that time spent working, which means you're working at your highest efficiency, and that means working well rested. That's just my opinion on the matter. Yeah, there will be times where you have to sacrifice a little bit of sleep, I'm sure, but overall, I think the priority should be to get quality rest. So that's where I am. That's where I'm at. And hopefully with that paradigm, working in that paradigm, things can launch after, a year, 2 years, 5 years of consistency, whatever it takes, right? Hopefully things can launch. We can achieve escape velocity, That's the goal. That's the plan. That's it. That's all the yapping from me. I'm done with that. I'm done yapping about that. 3:15 down. I'm actually not as excited and satisfied as I thought I would be. It's actually very cathartic isn't the right word. I'm just gonna say underwhelming. It was very underwhelming. When I got the weight up, I was like, fuck yeah, But then right after, it was just like, I don't even think I experienced even a minuscule rush of dopamine or anything. I was just like, all right, I got it. So I'm trying right now actively to force myself to feel a little bit of excitement and to pat myself on the back and be like, yo, good shit, bro. But I just don't feel it. Which is probably a problem, and that's probably not a good thing. But what are we gonna do? You know, what are we to do? I'm a lone wolf, so it's not like if there's anybody around to share that goal with. And that's probably part of it. You definitely do need some outside validation, regardless on if you're a lone wolf and regardless on if you validate yourself. You still do need some kind of outside validation. You do need recognition, especially as a man. So that might be part of it as well. But regardless, you know, I'm a walk around today for the rest of the day knowing that I hit a PR, and I'm gonna try to make my day even better. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have for you guys. ATG, I'm out. I was gonna say something else from my other channel, but that's my other channel's outro. ATG, I'm out. You guys know the usual message of the day. If you have not done anything today workout wise, do not be inactive. I always say even just a 15-20 minute power walk is a lot better than nothing. So get to it. Peace.